Hey flower folks, welcome to Share Inspirations. In today's video we are going to be talking all about growing wisteria from bare root. I'm also going to be giving an update on the plant that I have grown from bare root. If you guys have been following me for a while, I planted this last year October. If you're new, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to follow that video if you like to learn how to plant bare root plants. First things first, this plant does not like being transplanted. It does not like being moved. Even if it's a mature plant, it's going to look like this right here and look like that for a very long time. And that long time for me was about 7 months. Now, this green growth that you see here is coming from this real big plant, trunk almost. And then I have this that's kind of drying out and doing whatever. Being patient with this is the number one thing. I almost threw those out thinking that they are not going to grow, only to learn that, oh, there's sprouts. So it took about 8 months for it to look like that. This growth, however, is only 1 month old. It started growing for me like that in June. So being patient is key because it does not like being transplanted. Number two, very important factor is this plant gets very, very bad rep for being invasive. And it is, if you are trying to grow it near a foundation, it is not recommended to do so. However, if you want to grow it in a container, I have it growing in about a 40-gallon container, and I am prepared for it to maybe outgrow this container, or maybe in about 5 to 10 years I would have to get a even bigger container. I am wanting to grow this as an evergreen plant to grow and train on top of my pergola. The flowering season, a lot of people say, is very short. It's about 2 weeks to a month, and then the flowers fall off and it does make a mess. So if you're not into that, then certainly pass on planting this. I am, however, going to plant this with jasmine, star jasmine, along with honeysuckle that you see right here. So I'm going to intertwine all of those together and train them all in my pergola. So the main one is going to be the wisteria and star jasmine on one side, of wisteria and the other side star jasmine, and intertwine the honeysuckle. But as far as just wisteria is concerned, it's going to remain green even throughout the winter months. I am in the high desert, Southern California, zone 8B. I have this planted in full sun. I personally enjoy plants that are somewhat aggressive and invasive only because my growing environment is extremely harsh heat-wise. In the summer we reach around 100+ degrees for about 3 months or so. Winters, of course, are very mild, going down to 21 or maybe 19 depending on the year. So this was the growing wisteria tips and what I have learned. Also, one other thing to note is these dead twigs right here are also wisteria. However, they're not doing anything just yet because, again, they're going to take another 6 months to do so. I'm going to leave those there. I only acquired them because I was under the impression that that plant is not doing anything, and I need to go and move on, and I'm glad that I didn't, because it is going and it is taking off, along with the other honeysuckles and whatever else that I've added in the same planter. So with the negative aspects of it, that's definitely avoidable. Don't plant near foundations. Don't plant near your house where you know it's going to take over. Also, something to keep in mind is if you are not wanting to prune the bush, it does require regular pruning every season. Otherwise, it's just going to want to grow and intertwine and twingle with whatever. It does require pruning on a regular basis. If you're not wanting to do that, then certainly go ahead and pass on this and stick with your jasmines and honeysuckles and so on and so forth. But I felt that I needed to do an update on this once it does have a tendril right here, which it seems like it's doing, and I'm starting to train this on the pergola. I will do another video next year or so to share how I'm training it on the pergola and so on and so forth. I hope this video added value into your gardening, into your cut flower gardening, and your landscape vine gardening. I will see you in the next one. Bye.